one of the executive actions, for instance, is that we would define, or we would say that you need to do a background check if you sell more than 5 guns in a year, with a very few exceptions to that. So we would tighten that up. We would also close the boyfriend loophole, the Charleston loophole, a couple of other loopholes that exist in the law right now that essentially allow people to have a gun who shouldn't have one in the first place.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And do you support a mandatory buyback program or just voluntary?
I'm comfortable with a voluntary buyback program. I believe that if we pair a voluntary buyback program with a ban on these assault weapons and requiring people who still have one to register that, then that we can make the progress that we need to make so that these weapons do not end up in the hands of people that shouldn't have them.
And as a Texas candidate in this race following the El Paso shootings, what do you see your role as, or what has changed in terms of how your campaign is moving forward on gun policy because of what's happened and your link to the state?
Well, we always intended to put forward a policy on common sense gun safety legislation. We've combined that with how we would address domestic terrorism and, of course, particularly white nationalism that has fueled a lot of the hate behind these active shooters. But in terms of my view on what we need to do, that hasn't changed. The policy that we put out reflects what I've believed for a while that we need to do in terms of controlling the ability of people to get their hands on certain types of weapons, and that people that committed domestic violence or have certain records should not be able to get a gun in the first place.